We should begin with the fact that the interstellar visitor 3.I Atlas has just revealed a transmission, a deliberate pattern signal detected by radio telescopes that appears to emanate from the object. What makes it chilling is not simply that we picked it up, but how the signal presents itself, the implications of its origin, the questions it forces us to ask about our place in the cosmos, and the fragile veneer of human significance. The transmission arrived on a frequency long associated with the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, set at around the 1420 MHz hydrogen line frequency. The sequence of pulses followed a pattern that in its simplicity evokes the Fibonacci series. Observers noticed a progression of pulses, 8385138, a repetition that seems designed to indicate intelligence rather than a random natural process. The fact that this came from an object already extraordinary, traveling on a hyperbolic trajectory through our solar system and clearly not bound by our sun, adds another layer of dread. It suggests that this is not simply a curious comet, but something else entirely. That this signal was emitted by 3I Atlas forces, a reckoning. If the object were merely an inert chunk of ice and dust drifted in from another star system, we would not expect organized radio transmissions. But now we have a visitor moving fast, passing through, breaking norms, and radiating something that might be intentionally addressed. The implications ripple outward. The universe might not just harbor life, it may harbor agents of life or agents of intelligence, and we could be in their sights. Consider the nature of 3I Atlas itself. It is by current classification the third interstellar object ever confirmed passing through our solar system, following 1I Oumuamua and 2I Borisov. It came from beyond the Sun's gravitational hold on a hyperbolic path, suggesting that it originated in another stellar system altogether. Observations show unusual composition. Spectroscopic analysis indicates unusually high concentrations of carbon dioxide relative to water, the presence of cyanide gas and atomic nickel, and the absence of iron vapor that we would expect in a typical comet's outgassing. These anomalies had already raised eyebrows, but now with the transmission, there exists the possibility that the object is more than just physically anomalous. It might be purposefully anomalous. The signal's structured nature implies deliberation. Intelligence requires a communicator and a recipient, and the very fact that we intercepted this suggests the communicator may regard us, or any attentive observer, as a valid recipient. Perhaps the sender planted the signal intentionally. Perhaps the object is a probe whose function is to broadcast, once arriving in a new star system. The idea that 3I Atlas acts as a device, a battered but still active dispatch from some civilization or intelligence unknown, is one of the most terrifying prospects yet. Because terror lies not only in the existence of intelligence beyond us, but in the intentions of that intelligence. If 3I Atlas sent this signal, what is its aim? Is it benign? A greeting across light years, a curiosity mark, a cosmic postcard, or is it something darker? The pattern is simple, intelligible, but minimal. That minimalism is telling. It indicates caution, withholding of information, limited bandwidth, or perhaps a probe with limited power or directive. The fact that the communication appears coded rather than plain suggests a sender who knows how to encode intelligence, how to contact something different. That may well be us. That may also be the beginning of something far beyond us. We must think of the transmission as an event, the moment when the sky shifted and we heard a voice not our own. We do not yet know what language the voice uses. We only know it pulses in Fibonacci recurrence. From that we deduce intention, structure, maybe design. The reception of that signal means the cosmos has broken its silence in one way. For centuries, humanity looked outward in the hope of hearing something, and now we have. The message may be terrifying because it is unexpected, because it is foreign, because it may foresee a future we had not counted on. Now consider the physical context. 3I Atlas is hurtling through the inner reaches of our system, getting closer to the Sun and to the planetary orbits of Mars, Venus and others, changing its chemical output, sweeping in and out of radiation zones. Its path is retrograde, inclined only slightly to the ecliptic, oddly aligned to our orbital plane. A coincidence, perhaps, but when dealing with something that might be a probe, even coincidence becomes suspect. As it approaches perihelion, The object seems to glow more intensely, its activity rising in ways that defy simple comet models. That in turn suggests energy input, physical transformations, perhaps systems turning on. In this moment, we are witnessing an intersection of the mechanical and the metaphysical. The bare fact of a transmission suggests purpose. Whether the purpose is benign or malevolent remains unknown. The terror lies in the possibility that the cosmos is not indifferent to us, that we are within the range of active agency, and that what we are hearing is only the beginning. If 3I Atlas is a probe, then what is the mission? We are at the mercy of our imagination, reconnaissance, invitation, warning, test. If the message is terrifying, it is because it leaves open the door for all those possibilities. There is an underlying implication for humanity. We have believed ourselves alone, or at least extremely rare. The detection of an interstellar object passing through is striking physical evidence of other systems, but the detection of a structured message inside that object is existential evidence. We are not only not alone, somebody chose to communicate. It forces us to re-examine our models of ourselves, our place in the solar system, our relationship with the cosmos. It forces us to assume we are a potential actor on a stage far larger than we imagined, and possibly under observation. This is not simply a scientific curiosity. This is a moment of historical magnitude when we became recipients of an alien broadcast. 3I Atlas thus becomes both messenger and message simultaneously. Its charted origin in the outer reaches of the Milky Way's disk, possibly billions of years older than our solar system, suggests that it carries information from epochs and conditions far beyond our planetary cradle. If its transmission is genuine, the information content might be staggering, not perhaps a fully fledged interstellar encyclopedia, but a probe's micro-message, a signal to catch attention and mark presence. The fact that we understood the pattern at all proves we have at least minimal ability to decode, but that barely scratches the surface of what could lie ahead. We must also grapple with the terror of discovery. What if we desperately misinterpret the message? What if the signal is not from an intelligence with benign motives, but rather a system exploring, cataloging, or even targeting new worlds? If this is a probe, we must consider motive, capability, control. Do we assume this message is isolated? Could 3I Atlas carry additional payloads or other hidden transmissions? The message we heard may be only phase 1. The implications extend to planetary defense, strategic risk, the entire concept of cosmic guardianship and vulnerability. Given that 3I Atlas is fleeting, it will not remain in our system indefinitely. The window to interact, observe, interpret is acute and narrow. This transmission may be the sole direct communication we ever receive from this visitor. It means that what we hear now may be decisive in interpreting, responding, acting. Silence in return might be misread. Response might trigger unknown consequences. The fact that we have no frame of reference compounds our fear. We must navigate blind. The uncertainty itself heightens the terror. The message is terrifying because it confronts us with the unknown, not just unknown entities, but unknown relationships. We must ask, are we being addressed? Are we being monitored? Are we at the beginning of a dialogue or the end of a monologue? If 3I Atlas is simply passing through, the message might be, "Hello, primeval world. We see you." But if it stays, it might mean you are being catalogued or even you are next. The mere possibility of the last is horrifying, and yet the event challenges our complacencies. In the core of humanity, we hold to the idea that our fate is human-shaped, confined to civilizations, wars, terraforms, and the planet. But this transmission drags us into cosmic scale, light years, stellar evolutions, interstellar probes. It thrusts human affairs into a backdrop we've only previously fantasized about. It may alter how we view our species, our decisions, our future. The psychological impact is vast. We may become keenly aware we are on display. The fact that 3I Atlas's signal is minimalist, not verbose or explanatory, is significant. Our probe might broadcast a simple beacon to avoid misinterpretation, to announce presence, to make contact in a way that demands reply. Or perhaps the simplicity is by necessity, limited power, unknown physiology, communication mode alien to ours. This minimal pattern invites speculation. Maybe we are just the first to hear. Maybe others heard, responded, and this is the echo.